High-level peace talks between Russia, Ukraine, and the United States aimed at ending the war in Ukraine have concluded without a breakthrough. The trilateral negotiations were held in Geneva and stretched late into Tuesday night, but Wednesday's session lasted just 2 hours. Despite early optimism from U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff, both Moscow and Kyiv later described the discussions as difficult. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said the talks were challenging due to deep differences between the two sides. Russia's chief negotiator, Vladimir Medinsky, acknowledged the difficulty but said the meetings were businesslike, adding that another round of talks would take place soon. A Ukrainian diplomatic source said limited progress was made on military-related issues, including the location of the front line and possible ceasefire monitoring mechanisms. However, the central political issue territory remains unresolved. Russia continues to demand full control of the eastern Donbas region, which includes the Donetsk and Luhansk areas. Ukraine has firmly rejected this demand, calling it unacceptable and incompatible with any ceasefire agreement. Ukrainian negotiator Rustem Umerov described the talks as substantive and intensive, but said it was too early to disclose details. Shortly before the talks concluded, Zelensky accused Russia of deliberately dragging out negotiations that could otherwise be nearing their final stage. The last round of talks between the two sides took place in Abu Dhabi in January and resulted in the first prisoner exchange in months. Zelensky has suggested another exchange could follow. Meanwhile, former U.S. President Donald Trump, who was pushed for a rapid end to the war, has expressed frustration with the lack of progress. Urging Ukraine to move quickly, a demand Zelensky has rejected as unfair. Another major sticking point remains the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, Europe's largest, which has been under Russian control since March 2022. Ukraine wants it returned, while Moscow has shown little willingness to compromise. As the war approaches its 4th anniversary, tens of thousands have been killed, millions displaced. And daily attacks continue across Ukraine, underscoring how far peace still seems.